Curtis. Center Hotel working hard for us. Thank you for all that you're doing. Representing during these tough times. Been watching your communications. Thanks a lot for checking in. Keep doing that great work on the mental health standpoint, too. I'm going to get started in a minute. I do not own the rights to this music. Shout out to Kid Capri. Song briefly titled, Oh Lord, What a Time. We're going to get ready to get started, folks. Thank you guys for stepping in to this Monday Motivation. This is Lindsey Huddleston with SPS back at it again, trying to get up early and give you some motivation during these trying times. What better person to be joining us is State Senator Curtis Hertel Jr., actually my state senator, originally from Detroit, but here in Lansing, East Lansing that is. He's doing a great job. Was just with him a few weeks ago at the Capitol for the Suicide Awareness and Suicide Prevention Mental Health Day, and I thank him for that. What I want to talk about today is the importance of setting a goal. And this is not necessarily for all of our adults out there, which is very important, but I also want to have a special emphasis to our young people. The young people who are at home going through a whole lot right now with everything that's going on in the world, particularly with the coronavirus. And I'm going to talk to you about the psychology of goal setting, which is a key component when you talk about social and emotional learning, which is a way that we can enhance our students' capacity to integrate their skills, their attitudes, and their behaviors to deal effectively and ethically with daily tasks and challenges, especially now. I mean, our young people are going to grow so much from this experience that we're experiencing with them as well. But we want to be able to help them with the skill sets to be able to go forward. So when you talk about the psychology of setting a goal, it's a very key component in social emotional learning. So with that, you want to talk about being able to set a goal. I want to share a little video right now. It's kind of touching. It's kind of funny, but it's telling too. Kind of speaks for itself. Give me a second here. That's a little Hattie. I call her Hattie because I hate this house. We'll play that one more time. I want to count the times she says I hate this house. 1, 2, 3. She fell down. Throwing shoes. Another shoe. Going to the door. I counted 8 times that little Miss Hattie hate this house shared that. Now that's something we can all empathize with. The frustration of being in the homes, and I'm not even mad at her. I won't even call her actions being bad, and you can hear a parent in the background kind of laughing as she goes. But that's what we're all dealing with right now, especially our young people who may be missing their prom, missing their senior year, or whatever it may be. But I think it's really important that we talk about the importance of setting goals. Reggie, what's going on, man? Thanks for checking in. It's really important because when you talk about goal setting, it can really help you as kind of being able to narrow down and focus things. For a perfect example, I'm an early riser no matter what's going on. I was up at 3:30 this morning kind of doing my morning ritual, and I admit I went and laid back down. But I had a spark to get back up again because I started thinking about the goals I have set for myself and what I wanted to work on. So I jumped up and got going. And that energy only comes when you have something that you're working on that motivates you. Most people say, why would you get up? You don't have to be anywhere, but it's the goal that drives you. And I think it's very important that you think like that. So with that, we talk about that somebody who I think has done a great job in reaching their goals is a worldwide, globally known motivational speaker and coach, Tony Robbins. He said something really powerful. He said, setting goals is the first step in making the invisible visible. Setting goals is the first step in making the invisible visible. We all have these goals that we want to achieve, but they're in our mind, they're in our imagination, but we haven't taken the steps to kind of go forth and do the next thing we need to do. Continue to shine. Good morning, Miss Angie. Thank you for all that you're doing. We're talking about setting goals this morning. I know you're going to be reading with our young people really soon, but thank you for checking in. The goals are really, really important in that regard, and I want to share something with you as it relates to that. This checklist. How important is this checklist? You know, you can get on with your morning coffee. If you're a young person who don't drink coffee in the morning, you can just sit down and start your day. We have pen and paper that we do, or we do it on our phone. If I showed you my phone right now, you can see the notes I was setting. But one thing I find, especially with the athletes that I deal with, and just people in general, people are so scared of setting goals because of what I call FOF, a fear of failure. They're scared to set the goal because their fear is, if I set this goal, what if I don't achieve it? Make sure my sound is right here for you guys who are tuning in. I just noticed something. We're back at it. What if I don't achieve the goal? What if I don't make it happen? Those things are really important. So people are very fearful at times, and they don't want to set those goals for fear of whatever may happen. But I think it's really important that we get past that fear of failure and we start writing those goals down, because when you write those goals down, you can do what? You can check off your list. I'll show you my cheat sheet of some things, but the best feeling in the world is to go in and check off the list. The best feeling in the world is to be able to remove things from your phone after you do that. Frank, good morning. Thanks for checking in. Those things are very, very important, and they impact me in a very positive way. Another thing you want to think about when you talk about setting those goals is keeping in mind, that's not going to help me. Keeping in mind, another acronym for goal for me, that your goal is a gift of a lifetime. Some of us, our love language, if you know about that book, are gifts. You know, what can someone give you to make you feel good, or doing something for you? When you set a goal, it's a gift to yourself. It's a gift for a lifetime, because when you set that goal, that's something you can be working towards and achieving. As a great urban poet, Rick Ross, once said, sometimes your goal may take a day, sometimes it may take a week, sometimes it may take a year, and you can't get distracted by that. But when you set that goal, that's a gift you have, because that's something you can continue to go after, something you continue to strive for. I think that's really, really important when you think about setting goals, the gift it can be for a lifetime. Also, keep it all the way funky as our young people talk. Sometimes, you know, a goal can be getting on another level. Getting on another level. That's right. You're trying to level up, as we say. You're trying to get away from everyone else. You want to get outside the group, separate yourself. That's another thing a goal can do for you, because when you set that goal, you're going to be motivated to work towards something. You can see yourself getting closer and closer, and it can help separate you from everyone else. It can help you get on another level. That's really important. Also, for my religiously based persons, myself included, you know, a goal can be, you know, what I would look at as, you know, God offering a lifeline. God offering a lifeline. That's what a goal can be. That goal can be something to say, you know what, if it wasn't for me having these goals, my life wouldn't be the way it is. Or if it wasn't for me having these goals, I wouldn't be doing the things I need to be doing. Having these goals, for some people, saves their life, because you get into this process of self-regulation, because you set a goal. You said, well, if I set this goal, how am I going to achieve this goal if I keep acting this way? How am I going to achieve this goal if I keep doing these things to myself? How am I going to achieve this goal if I keep having these type of relationships? See, a goal can also be God offering a lifeline. So there are many different ways you can look at goals. There's many different ways you can, you know, put it into words that really work for you. But at the end of the day, goal setting is very important, because when you set goals, it's something you can do to hold yourself accountable. One of the most simple goals you can set, one of the most simple goals you can set every day, that if you try, I'm sure you can achieve, is making your bed. Like, come on, Lindsay, give me a break with making your bed. Some people it's a thing, some people it's not. Coach Ramon Thompson in the building. Thanks for checking in, Coach. But if you make your bed every day, that's one thing you can check off your list, and you start the process of thinking in a productive manner. I'm telling you, I swear by it. You know, I was in the military, United States Marine Corps, and a Rear Admiral just recently had a huge speech a few years ago when he talked about the importance of having that one goal. Because once you do that, you set a standard, you move forward. Even for my daughter, I get on her about making a bed, but guess what? After I get on my daughter about making her bed, I have to make sure my bed is made. So again, that's self-regulation. Another thing about goal setting, it helps with what we call self-efficacy. Self-efficacy. That means, how do you feel about your ability to do things? Let's use a simple example of making up the bed. If you make up the bed every day and it looks good, it looks neat, you should say, you know what? I can put things together right. Another thing for young people we can work on doing, even older people, we can talk about being able to take out the garbage on a regular basis. Doing things without being asked is the key, because once you start doing that, now you start talking about self-reliance. Self-reliance. You can rely on yourself. No one has to tell you these things. So I know I use some very basic examples, but it's very important that we look at those things. Making your bed, taking out the garbage, especially for a young person who probably wants more opportunity, probably wants more things from their parents. And if you want to show any kind of way that you're showing improvement, you get up in the morning and have your bed made. You get up in the morning, you take out the garbage when it's time without being asked. You do these little things without being asked. Again, those can be little goals you can set. Now, on a larger scale, there's nothing we can't do that we don't put our mind to it. I know it sounds cliche. Thank you, Coach. I know it sounds like something we hear all the time, but I'm talking about some basic fundamental things that we can work on to help ourselves move forward. I won't keep you guys long on this Monday motivation. I just want to talk about the importance of setting goals, how that can affect our young people as it relates to their social, emotional learning. You know, again, as I go back, your goal, you can look at it as a way of, the gift of a lifetime. That could be the way you focus on goals. You can also look at it as getting on another level, as I said before, or you can look at it as God offering a lifetime. But at the end of the day, Lifeline it is. But at the end of the day, setting a goal is very important. Checking it off your list is very important. And the only way you can really achieve great things is to have a focused, strategized plan going forward. So with that, I want to thank you guys on this Monday motivation. I'm not going to be too long. I'm going to get out of here and get some things done. Stay out the way. Keep my face covered. Keep my mouth and nose covered. Keep my hands covered. And work on flattening this curve so we can get back to being able to see each other in the way that we did. Our lives will never be the same, but it doesn't mean our lives can't be great. So thank you guys for checking in. We'll see you guys soon. All the best. That's right, folks. Lindsey Huddleston with SPS back in the building on the southwest side of Detroit. How do you hit a free throw? How do you finish strong? That's important. But the other part of the spectrum is
always packed, always loud, always crazy. So it's a tough place to play in. You gotta go in there with a mind.
So I'll be in there tomorrow. That's really my motivation. Is I want to be like Gabe Brown. Gabe Brown shoots like